Okay, so this is, I'm taking a few moments here to introduce the course to you and the structure of it and the emphasis that we have when we're delivering this version of the CGR 4M. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's traditionally been part of a multi-credit package. It still is today for some of you. I've broken the class up into two groups, the away team and the home team, as I mentioned before. And the away team, which is the people who are simply taking the course as a standalone online credit. I just want to reassure you that the course is complete and that you'll work your way through it as if you were working through any other normal online course. The one difference that you will notice is that at times we'll be asking you to provide some survey requests that will go out to the home team and that they will actually gather that information for you. The other thing is some of the assignments that you're going to do for the course will be based on data that we collect in the field. This course is focused on a real piece of property that's about 5 to 6 kilometers behind my back on some crown land in Lanark County. As you work through all the different topics of the course, we'll always be bringing it back to that particular piece of property. So for instance, if we're talking about invasive species, we'll have you research what invasive species might exist on that particular property and where we might find them. And then the home team, when we're out there in the field, we'll go and look and see what we can find and get back to you with that information. So we're always going to take these big issues, whether it's globalization, climate change, what have you, and we're going to bring them back and say, okay, what about right here? What's going to happen right here on this piece of property? And the idea is to take those big, world-encompassing issues and focus them right at home where you live. So even when it comes to protecting land, we're going to try and focus that back down onto a specific piece of property. There are a number of modules or units in the course. Some of them you'll be working on simultaneously. Some will start and some will finish later. So make sure that you're on track and working on the module that's most appropriate right now. So I'll be sending out a calendar to keep you on track for that. This course has a culminating task rather than a formal written final exam. My best advice to you is to right away, as soon as you're on the course, is go and have a look at that culminating task. Everything we do leads towards it. If we're looking at species at risk, if we're looking at invasive species, if we're doing forestry assessments, if we're doing lake studies, if we're doing stream studies, it's all going to ultimately end up applying to that culminating task. We constantly keep that in mind, that we're working towards that. And what you're going to find when you get there is I'm asking you to write an environmental management plan for a specific piece of property that incorporates issues like climate change and demographics and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big picture assignment based on a very small piece of property. So anyways, look at that right away, get going and understand it and get back to me with any questions. But just remember that everything leads towards it. The other piece of advice for this course in terms of getting started is that a number of due dates come up very, very quickly in the first month. The first 2 months are definitely busy. A lot of those due dates are relatively small assignments, but you need to be on top of them right away. So hit the ground running, get going, start working through the material. As the course progresses, it widens out. Wouldn't say that it eases up, but it widens out. The due dates are farther apart, but there are more substantive assignments to do. So anyways, get a quick start. Don't get behind. Keep up. Enjoy the ride.